Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might flash a little. Get addicted to the content, gotta binge watch. You don't like it, then you want to invite and bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you're talking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up? You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. I was just talking to somebody on another YouTuber on their video, on their live video. And we was talking about people who don't even have TVs anymore, people who don't have cable, but not only not cable, they don't even have TVs anymore. So a lot of people has taken to the internet and to YouTube for a lot of their entertainment and cut those cable wires, a lot more than before. But anywho, thanks for everybody tuning in today to our review. We're going to review Good Girls Season 3. Y'all hear how I said that? Good Girls. Season 3, Episode 8, and it was titled Nana. A sip of water, y'all. But yes, it was titled Nana, and it was a really good episode. I mean, it was stuff coming out of left field on this episode, including Boomer. Y'all saw Boomer is back? I didn't expect that. He's supposed to have been left, and then he was locked up, and then the child, he done left jail. I don't know if it was prison or if it was just jail. I can't remember where he was exactly, but I know he was locked up. He done left there and set the place on fire, and oh my God, let's get right into it. Now, remember last episode 7, at the end of last episode, Beth, she had walked in her home to find out everything she had been totally wiped out. No furniture, no tables, no rugs, no beds, no nothing. She had been totally wiped out, robbed. The only thing that was left behind was a handwritten note from Rio on the floor saying, "Don't ever steal from me again." And Beth, remember, she had promised the ladies, Rio would never find out. He wouldn't find out that they were skimming from the top. Come on now, we talking about Rio. They should have clearly known by now that Rio ain't no fool. He ain't no punk. He ain't to be toyed with, especially when it comes to his coineth. So, yeah, they mess with that man's coins, and yes, of course, he was going to find out. Now, Leslie, aka Boomer, I couldn't believe he was back in the picture. I'm like, what the hell? Boomer is back. But Leslie, or Boomer, we see him up there in the restaurant, and he's talking to that heavyset guy. For the life of me, I can't remember who that guy is, or if he's new in the episodes or the storyline. I can't remember. All I know is Boomer was up there. He had every entree that the restaurant, that the diner could offer, and the other dude was sitting up there just staring at him. Boomer had me cracking up. He was like, you don't want none of this? He was like, no, I'm on a keto now. The big dude up there on the keto, Boomer up here eating up everything in the stove. But you know how it is when you get out of jail, when you get out of prison after a long stint. Everything tastes good to you after eating that jail food, that incarceration food. So yeah, Boomer was up there eating up everything, then talking about the big dude. Talking about, that's why your fingers look so normal now. I was like, the shade, that Boomer, he is a trip. He is a hoot. But as far as Boomer goes, his mother, when Boomer came back into the picture, it was like, remember his grandma, the one that he treated so horribly wrong, the one that Annie had kind of like took care of, I wouldn't say took up under her wing, but she just, looked after her after Boomer, after they made Boomer leave town. Annie was taking care of his grandma, and we kind of find out that his grandma, well, she didn't met her demise, and it's really really sad because that was a little cute little old lady. But what had happened was, and after they realized that Rio was onto them and that her entire house was totally wiped out, he found out they was skimming from the top of his money. Beth was like, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? Do you see her getting all dressed up, putting on that little black dress with the white polka dot? She was looking all sexy, all cute and everything, had her hair all done, and her husband up there like, where's you going? And she was like trying to get our life back together. He was like, well, do you have to get our life back together by looking like that? So you already know what Dean was thinking. He already know that Rio has feelings for her, and that, they kind of have feelings for each other. I don't think he really knows that they had sex with each other a couple of times. I don't think he knows that yet. But, she put on her makeup, perfume, sexy black heels, sexy black dress. And she told the ladies, this is the plan. We're going to get a cut of the money again because, he had been having them work for free, basically. They're going to get a cut of the money again. They don't need to skim from the top again. No need to steal from him again. They are going to earn it. They're going to earn it the right way. Now, again, Dean was like, how's you going to pull this off? Why are you looking all sexy and fine going out the house? So, he already have his feelings about Rio. He can't stand Rio. Rio shot him up, had him put in the hospital. So, him and Rio, and then the fact that he knows Rio has feelings for Beth, which we can only see sometimes. And you have to really pay attention when they aren't romping around, having sex. It's like they have a love and hate relationship. But you can see it in Rio's eyes, and the way he was looking at Beth when she hooked up with him actually they didn't hook up, they didn't meet up. I think she just kind of knew he was going to be there because that's his hangout spot. But she went to pay him a visit at his hangout spot at the bar, and asked him for basically another chance. He told her, I don't know if that's possible, if you can get another chance. And she, basically told him, there's something I could do to make up for it. He knew exactly what she was talking about. He was like, you got to earn that too. You got to earn that too. No, he want that gal. He know he want that girl, but I think he trying to keep the relationship totally separate from the business. But I do believe, I have a feeling that they're going to jump in the sack again. That's what I believe. Now, I might be reaching, but I do believe that is going to happen again, and it's going to happen pretty soon. But anyway, so what they're going to do to pay off Rio, or, basically to get back in his good graces, he said, there's something else that I need y'all to do. Do you still have that van? And I'm up here like, what the hell? What did the van got to do with anything? Don't tell me he is about to have them towed around some dead bodies for him or something like that. Child, they had no idea. They had no idea. He had them meet in the middle of nowhere. And so instead of Beth giving him some more of her cookies, he had them sitting in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by all these wheat fields on this farmland, looking like they were on the outskirts of my city. Because, outside of Nebraska is full of cornfields, wheat fields, cows, pigs, chickens. Once you go outside the metropolitan area, it ain't nothing but farmland. Ain't nothing but rolling hills. But anyway, they looked like they was the middle of nowhere in Nebraska. And while they were sitting there trying to figure out why the hell did Rio need us to meet up here? Why did he need a minivan? I'm looking behind them, and out of this tunnel comes this dirty old oil slick of a man crawling out of the tunnel. And I'm like, what the hell? Who is? And then he walks up behind them and he's like, Annie Banani. Remember, he used to call her that when he was the manager of the grocery store where they stole that money from. That's where they first got into it with Rio. When they stole that money, they thought it was just Dirty money, drug money. They didn't know it was Rio's money though. So that's where they first became indebted to Rio. And they've been indebted to Rio ever since. But anyway, he was like, Annie Benetti, they turned around like, oh my God, Leslie, what the heck? Boomer, why are you here? Why this fool? He done left the prison, got his face all tatted up, talking about Rio said if he lit the fire in the prison, he would make sure he got into Canada. Because remember, that's what the ladies told him to go. They banned him and told him he has to move for Canada. That's the only way that they would not kill him. Because remember, they were supposed to kill him. They didn't. They told him to move as far as away, go to Canada. They gave him suspended money, told him do not come back. This fool done came back. This fool didn't come back and come to find out. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember this, if y'all been watching the show from the beginning, but remember, he had tried to assault Annie, Beth's sister. He tried to assault her one day. So guess what's been going on with him? In jail. While he been locked up. He was in solitary for a while because the same thing he tried to do to Annie really got done to him in prison. And in order for him to heal properly, he and be able to use the bathroom properly, he requested to be in solitary. But when they gave him a chance to go visit his grandma, Marianne, I thought that was probably a bad idea. I was thinking that he was probably trying to run away. He would try to get one over them. But then when they realized that Grandma Marianne, she done fell, she hurt herself, she died, Annie started to feel guilty because she knows that her grandson, Boomer, he used to do a lot of stuff for her. Once they sent Boomer away, Annie started doing a lot of stuff for her. But then Annie stopped doing stuff for her, and she died on her way to the salon, which was where Annie used to always take her. So she kind of felt guilty because they were being forced to take Boomer to Rio. And they were under the impression that since they were supposed to kill him, they forced him to move to Canada. He didn't go to Canada. Now he's back. And Rio said, there's something that I want you to do for me. And kind of find out it was to bring him Boomer. So they realized that they're probably handing Boomer over on a silver platter to Rio. They start feeling guilty. Like, oh, the man, his grandma done died. We done forced him to move out of town. So I'm pretty sure they thought that Rio was going to kill him. But, I think he should have kept going. But do y'all think that Rio is going to kill him now? Because Beth and them, they said, they told Rio, they was like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to kill again. They put that man back in that bag, back in the back of his trunk. They delivered him to Rio, but Beth just could not drive off. She was like, I don't know, the guilt from all the people that they done already killed. And remember Lucy. So they feeling the guilt. Annie's feeling the guilt because she, used to take care of his grandma, and now she doesn't anymore. But I think Beth having mercy on Boomer and pleading with Rio not to kill him, even though Boomer was going to get them more money, get their job back, get 12% off of the top. I wonder if Rio is going to let Boomer go or if he's going to kill Boomer. So I don't know. We saw at the end, they was dragging him around in that bag and he was pleading his case. He was pleading his case. So y'all let me know what y'all think he's going to do with Boomer. But, what about Stan? What about Ruby's husband, Stan? Now, this whole thing with Stan. We know Ruby and the ladies, of course, they've been grinding, they've been out there hustling. They done basically turned into like some lady gangsters. They done committed murder, laundered money, made counterfeit money. They done robbed people, they done jacked people. I mean, burglaries. They done it all. Ain't nothing they ain't did so far. But Stan, being that he was off of work because of that investigation, he started doing his own little hustling on the side. which was all good and dandy, till Ruby realized how much money he was really making. She's not feeling it. And I'm like, the nerves. Like, did you see the expression on his face when she didn't want to accept that new anniversary ring from him? Like, he had the mood all set. She came home and he had like the solid gold lights, the solid gold curtain. They was playing Salt and Pepper, Push It by Salt. Like, Da, 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 da. He had them gold microphones, so she's up there, they rapping and they singing and everything and dancing, and then he gets on his knees and hands her this new ring, anniversary gift. She had the nerves to tell him that she don't want to accept it, that she can't accept it. Like, they've been accepting all the money that she been making out in the street illegally, including money to take care of their daughter who has a chronic illness, to pay their mortgage, their lights, their gas, and everything, to feed and clothe them. But when he goes out and gets some money, she can't accept it. I'm like, what gives, Ruby? I mean, it's like, I think the way he looked at her was like, as if she has to be the only breadwinner, the only person to bring in the bacon in the household. Or maybe she's looking at it like, we already have one parent in the household committing crimes and doing illegal activities. We don't need both parents in the house committing crimes and doing illegal activity. Do y'all think that's how she's looking at it? Like, she's scared that, you know, both of them might end up getting in trouble, getting locked up, especially when he might, you know, have his job back. So he might be getting his job back soon. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. I want to talk about Annie a little bit. Annie, now, you know, the situation that she has had over the past with different men, her daughter's father, you know, just failed relationships. And we know what happens after she goes through those failed relationships. She's getting really depressed. She gets emotional. She's an emotional wreck. I mean, eating ice cream all night, crying all day, not cleaning the house, not cooking, not taking care of her daughter. And we done seen how her daughter steps in. She steps up to the plate. She takes care of her mother. She counsels her. She gives her advice. I mean, sometimes you can't tell who's a parent and who's a child sometimes. So her daughter sees something happening. And she notices that her mother, has feelings for her mother's therapist. Remember, she had kissed him a couple of episodes and he told her, nope, we can't do this. And so then she begged him to let her start having sessions again. He started seeing her again, but then he also started tutoring her because she's trying to get her diploma. She's starting to have those feelings again for him, and he sees that they're coming on, and her daughter sees it too, that her mother is acting like she's all in love and walking on clouds and all this kind of stuff. So the daughter goes to visit the therapist and basically warns him, like, my mother has been through this, that, and the third, and I don't want her to go again through this, that, and the third, and I'll be the one to pick her up, you know, when she's down. So Annie's daughter, who is, I think, transitioning, not all the way, but you see, you know, a long time ago, she started dressing like a boy, telling her mom she wants to be a boy. She feels like she's a boy. So I don't know whether to call her daughter or son half the time, but I'll just keep calling her a daughter for now. But anyway, she basically warned him, like, if you hurt my mother, if you have her any final feeling some type of way, if you break her heart, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. So when Annie went to visit her, I want to say tutor, but her therapist, I was like, oh Lord, I just had a feeling that he was going to drop her. I just had a feeling. I don't know why though the therapist won't just admit to her that he's into her too. Now we saw another lady in the picture. I mean, but I still honestly believe that he has been into her, you know, before he even previously ended the therapy sessions. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But I think then he should have just referred her to somebody else so they can kick it if they wanted to. But then we see she goes back to the therapist, and the therapist is there with another woman. I'm like, hold the hell up. No, he ain't up there with another woman. I mean, it's pretty woman too. And they up there kissing and stuff. And he introduces her as a tutor and, you know, recommends to Annie that she's a better tutor than him and she'll be able to help her more and everything to help her get her diploma. And then she's like, okay, I'll see you at home, honey, or I'll see you at home, sweetie, or whatever she said to him. And I'm like, after everything that her daughter just spilled to you, you gonna go ahead and kiss this lady right in front? I mean, on a normal situation, that would have been cool, but he already knows how fragile Annie is. That's why she's in therapy. And then on top of that, her daughter comes to him and explains to her how fragile she is. Which again is why she's in therapy. And then he kisses this woman in front of her, and you just see Annie's heart just drop. She's like, what the hell is going on? Like what when did this happen? Because I don't recall him ever mentioning that he had a woman. Do y'all? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And then you can see she already started breaking down. She took Boomer's mother's ashes and she took them, you know, to dump the ashes because he couldn't do with them what he wanted to because Rio has him in a bag right now, in a duffel bag. And so she went to dump the ashes and she just broke down. She started crying and wailing. And I'm like, oh, Lord, it's happening. It is happening. So y'all let me know what y'all gonna think gonna happen with that situation, with that storyline as well. But in the meantime and in between time, everybody, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. And make sure you also tune in Friday night at 9 o'clock for our Friday Night Live on the Hood Table. I'm out. Deuces.